Lights out prep.
Are we gonna make it?
I guess the next few hours will tell a lot here. We are ready to fire up the Red Lobster. We have a lot going on here. We got a lot done. It's time to fire it up and see how she sounds, see if everything's right, see what needs to be changed, what needs to be fixed, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, everything's good. We'll crank it up, put some heat in it a couple times, stick the front bumper and everything back on, and get ready to go to the dyno on Monday.
Probably go with the front bumper off.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Good call.
Yeah, no, we worked till about 3 o'clock last night, getting some stuff, got the fuel tank done, got all the lines done. Been working, we tried to just spin it over just to make sure it spun over, and it's spinning over at like 14 RPM, and I don't know where the wire went. They had a
have an external
you guys
solenoid.
build them different in Canada, like real different. I'm sure there's some really nice ones up there, but I don't know what they were thinking. So normally you have your starter with your starter solenoid on the starter, so you just do everything down there. But this one, it goes from the firewall to an external solenoid, and then the solenoid on the starter's jumped. And between all of that, they had a 10 gauge wire powering the starter. So if you guys know anything about wire, that's carries about a tenth of what the amp should be. So we changed it. I got a 2 gauge wire going from the solenoid to the starter. Cranks over a whole lot better now. We have primed our fuel system, primed our oil system through our pump. So we spun it with a drill, made sure we don't have any leaks.
I guess the only thing that we're really gonna have to mess with potentially is the cam sync.
Yeah, so I don't know whenever TKM put the cam sync in there if they just stabbed it in there or if it's adjusted correctly. So we'll know in a second if we go to crank it and it just doesn't have cranking sync, or it just sounds like holy hell.
So ideally it fires up, the cam sync's close, then we'll grab the timing light, verify timing. Tune-up wise, it should be very similar to the old motor.
Yeah, similar cubic inch. We've got the same injectors. Everything else should be
new cam. This is a brand new cam.
Yeah, so
this is the Larry the Lobster cam from TCam Performance for all you small block Ford guys out there.
Oh, it's a Lobster cam?
Yeah, it's the Lobster cam.
Yeah,
you guys can get the Lobster cam, or should we call it the Crustacean cam?
Crustacean cam.
You can get the Crustacean cam up at TCam Performance. This is the equivalent to the Black Sheep cam for all the small block Ford guys. But this is like solid roller. This is like race cam. That's a hydraulic roller, like race cam. This is a solid roller, small block Ford race cam. So call up TCam Performance, say, hey, John Boy, tell Kevin to whip me up a Crustacean cam.
Yep.
And just like all the other TCam cams, I'm sure this thing is going to sound like an absolute monster. And all right, let's quit talking about it. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's crank.
Headlights. Yeah. All right. So I think just ignition is one. I don't think that's anything. I think we're ready to crank. Ready?
Yep.
I hear the injector.
I hear the injectors firing.
Let's put that battery on charge. Huh?
What was the battery at?
It's flashing at like 50%.
Look at them. Look at them. Got something in the pipes.
Yeah, I keep going. The cam sync's out. I can tell already.
Maybe not.
My small block Ford. I hear the injectors clicking. It's got ignition. It has the 4 components of internal combustion. We just need to put them in the correct order.
Yeah. So let's
Also, is that fuel pressure regulator? It needs to be set, doesn't it? I mean, that was the one that was on the car, but
yeah, I think we're good. Close enough to crank. All right, so we need to go 185 or 190 degrees before top dead center.
Why don't the small block Ford people use the cam sync with the set screw, like every other person?
Bump, 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 bump. Ooh. Yeah, woof! She says right there. Yeah. Hey, did you install this cam sync incorrectly? Did you? No, you didn't do it. You go, girl. Yeah, you go, girl.
So what are you doing? Tell the people at home what you're doing.
A light here. So the light has to, you have to rotate it and the light should be off and then on right whenever it's in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in here, we're going to rotate this, and the light's going to go off, and then we're going to rotate it right back. And that's going to be set correctly. Without having the Holley on and doing all this, it can be difficult to get it in the right location. They probably just stabbed it in there, just like, here's your cam sync back. So, this is something that's, yeah, see how the light's just never going off there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the distributor stop out. Custom. And we're gonna rotate that bad boy. Oh, see how light just went out? Get that bad boy in there. Ooh, light on, light off. Now, this could be 180 out because I'm just going off the balancer. So I could be on the compression stroke or the exhaust stroke. This needs to be done on the compression stroke. So, but instead of pulling the plug out and doing all this, we have a 1 in 2 chance of getting it right. So I guess that'd be a 50 chance.
God, I really can't stand these Go lithium batteries. Every single one we've had, this would be the 4th one we've had. Every single one we've had, they've all died for like, I mean, I charge these while the car's just sitting here.
I've used a lot of batteries, and honestly, like, I'm not just trying to sell you guys a battery, but full spectrum power batteries are about the only good lithium battery that has lasted and that we've tested that's been worth shit.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
All right, try that. I think it was right before, but I think that the crank trigger might be in the wrong location, so it was too advanced. So we'll get the timer light and we'll just shoot it and see where it's shooting at.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Shooting at 100 degrees.
Oh, it's not nearly that warm in here.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when we tried to fire up the Black Sheep and I had 5 and 7 backwards?
No, I mean it says ignition 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's what I was saying.
But this one's got a yellow. Does that one have a yellow or just a blue?
This one's got
I got green and
I got green, red, blue, and dark blue.
yeah, that's what I got over here.
For
and I got a yellow over here, and you got a yellow on yours, huh?
Yeah.
Let's just try to
swap them.
Yeah.
How you gonna make them reach, my boy?
I don't know. Does it not act like it's
Here. Is this, which one's yours?
Let me just look at this.
This is what I mean by this harness is butt cheeks.
Oh, it might not even plug in. It does.
Does the yellow match up?
I don't have a yellow, but I gotta, no. I don't know, feed it back to me, we'll try it.
Some bullshit!
Yeah. Alright, so we went to top dead center, checked all that, made sure that was good. Checked our reference angle, which is at 50 degrees. And now we're going to be checking, we set the cam sync 185 degrees before top dead center. Kind of shit's going on over here.
There's just shit everywhere.
All right, try to crank it again. Yeah, David got me.
The way it's like popping out the exhaust makes me sound like it's missing.
See what it's at cranking.
You know when like you see people making YouTube videos and they're like, oh, I'm about to fire it up, and they just press the starter and it starts. So this is what they don't show.
Yeah, most of the time.
We put them together where you just put them in and crank them up a couple times, but for the most part, when you're making the actual changes to things, not just like,
yeah.
If it's straight up freshen up.
I'm not gonna name any names, but if you guys go watch some other popular videos of
Pull that shit through.
Here, you pull your shit. Alright. Some other popular videos, you'll notice that they're doing a first fire up on some cars, and they're like, yeah, oh, we just need to make a change on the computer, and it goes from like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, bright as hell, to nighttime.
You know,
they're like, yep, oh, that fixed it.
Yeah, no,
we don't do that. We show everything.
So when you're at home and this is happening to you, you don't feel bad. You're like, oh no, this is what.
Yeah, no, if Mason plugs up something backwards, we're gonna show it. If I plug up something backwards, we'll just edit it out.
And if I do it, we'll talk about it and scold myself for the next day.
Yeah.
Backfire.
Yeah. I want to find some earplugs, because I know exactly when it starts making these noises.
Dude, quit being a little girl.
Come on, Matt.
You know what Tiger Woods would have placed in your hands right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable, right?
Unbelievable.
Sorry, it's gonna backfire at that tube and blow his whole leg off.
Probably.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's cranking faster now.
Yeah. Yeah, crank it. Crank it. That's 30 degrees, but I think it's 180 out. Or let me shoot up the little brake clean. It might not be. It just might not be building any fuel pressure.
Yeah, it's got like no fuel pressure cranking. Ready? It's got like 3 pounds of fuel pressure. Why is it so low cranking?
I don't know.
We're gonna need the prime pump. I hate people that use prime pump. If you have prime pump on your methanol mechanical driven car,
crank it. Crank it. Crank it.
that was it. It's about to crank right there. You hear it?
Maybe. Try it.
Whew, we're close now, boys. Can I get a hell yeah? Oh, yeah.
That does not sound good.
That's a transmission? Is it in park?
That sounded like hell. That sounded like hell.
I couldn't hear it. I had my ear pro on.
Is it that? It's not that fitting touching the steering column, is it?
No, it optical illusion is not
Hey,
touching.
Okay.
Can you come in here for a second?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell is going on with this guy here, as far as this cable goes. I mean, dude, it is a part, but dude, that sounds like hell.
Was it the transmission?
I mean, the back of the motor, or like, let's go down and look and make sure the converter bolts aren't hitting anything.
No? I don't know, maybe it just needs a second to do something. We've been speed mastered.
It's something in the transmission. It's like the parking pause hitting on something.
Is it in park?
Yeah.
Are we positive it's not the starter? Staying engaged.
And it could be. What makes the starter stay engaged?
I don't know, it's not shimmed right, but it's pretty far away. Go ahead and crank it up.
I'm gonna crank it up and shut it off, alright?
Yeah, okay.
Do you see the damn,
I think it's a starter.
Yeah,
No,
the starter's staying wrong.
Are you sure? Because the adjuster for the thing hanging off the shift linkage
Yeah.
is vibrating with it.
No, I mean I can.
No, I
hear
mean,
it, like, as loud
I'm
as
literally
starter.
watching the starter spin.
Okay.
Crank it up. Huh? Just crank it up.
My heart right now. It's a transmission.
Yeah. Did you?
I mean, I guess there is something wrong with the parking lot. The thing sounds good though. The motor does. I haven't had any time to really appreciate it, but that's terrifying. This is why a 2-speed 400 doesn't do that weird shit when you put it in neutral and goes. That's gonna be a meme. You know what I'm talking about though?
What turn is this car?
It's like it's got some like badass power glide or something.
Yeah, the park. I think the parking part. Crank it back up now. See if it stays in park. I mean, the shifter was pulling on it like, I mean, like a quarter of a pound.
The pause is like. Did it fall out?
I don't think it fell out, but
I mean, if it's got no park, it's got no park. That's fine. But I just want to make sure, like.
yeah, no. Ain't got no park. Ain't got no park.
can't see what holes are doing what.
Yeah.
Sounds good though.
No, I mean, it sounds good.
Dude, what's your thoughts on the crustacean cam?
Sounds healthy.
Crazy crustacean cam? That thing ain't no joke. This poor Speedmaster block. I had a lot more faith in it until I heard it when you rev it. Like, that's with no turbo, no charge pipe.
Yeah.
Alright, slap the charge pipe on. 2-step check.
2-step check. That thing sounds good. I will say a small block Ford does sound pretty healthy.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Sound better than the Sheep, yes or no?
No.
Huh? No.
No?
Matt?
No.
No,
Get out
ain't
of
no
here.
way.
Get out of here, Matt.
I mean, the crustacean cam's cool, but what do you think? Better than the Sheep or no? You think so? Shows you stupid comes in all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah, look at you two.
Alright, let me put this charge pipe. Let me get my RTV action though.
Hey, hold on. Does it sound better than the sheep? Alright, got the injector swapped and we're about ready to fire it up. The reason we swapped them is because it was a little rich, so I mean it could have been the tune-up, but we don't have EGTs on this, so there's no way to go like, yeah, it's got an injector problem, or no, it doesn't. So that is one of the advantages of EGTs. Like, they're a tuning tool, they're a diagnostic tool. If you have a car on this caliber and you're spending this much money racing, put individual EGTs on it. You'll gain a lot of data from there, and you'll be able to find, like, has it got a misfire? Oh, well, number 7 was cold on that pass, or I think that's a stripe, it went way hot, and you can go straight to that cylinder. So it's definitely worth having the EGTs for that. But yeah, we can get into something way more interesting, gun stuff. So I'm building a new battle belt setup right now. This is a Apparel Concepts bison belt. Feels pretty good. I have a Blue Force gear belt. That's my other battle belt, and I'm just gonna set this one up a little bit different. Got a Blue Force gear dump pouch, some Kiwi mag holsters. So curious to see how these do. I got a FNX 45 tactical suppressed that I usually use for a sidearm, so I want to see how these fit that mag. And I'm trying to get a good holster, like Safariland, like a drop leg, but they don't make one for the FNX, so I'm gonna have to do like a custom Kydex holster to a paddle. So yeah, so I got this one. I'm curious, you know, I've heard some people say they like it, heard some people say they didn't, so I'm gonna try that one. I got the Blue Force gear, and I think I might try a AXL makes a belt that I really like, but getting them can be a little difficult. So that's your update on the gun stuff. I got a lot more stuff. I see a lot of comments. I don't really talk about it much. It's not something really I put out there a lot, but I'm an avid gun enthusiast, and I do like to be prepared for some stuff. So maybe that's a video we'll do in the future on the LS Nasty channel. I think it'd be really cool. See what you guys got going on out there. I know John, you know, and the whole being prepared thing, it's not like, oh, the government or this or that. It's really just being prepared. Like, you never know what's going to happen. You could be driving down the road and there could be an accident. You could be in an accident. You know, if you don't have any first aid supplies, like, it could literally be the determining factor if you live or die, or somebody else lives or die. So, you know, getting good training, knowing how to use your equipment, all those things really come into play. And then just for natural disasters, like we go down to Florida, we see a lot of stuff, you know, like, just like everything going on in Turkey right now. Like, you can't really prepare sometimes after the fact, so you have to be prepared before. So, you know, first aid training, have all the supplies, you know, to do all that. Supplies to defend yourself, food, water, clean water. A lot of that is not guaranteed, and a lot of things to do. You know, I have a lot of stuff that's technology based, but a lot of stuff that isn't. We'll go over that someday too, because technology is not always guaranteed. You can't always just go on the internet and say, hey, I need to learn how to do this. Sometimes, you know, one day the internet might be there, might not have any power, and a lot of us are so dependent on technology that without it we can't function. So just like right now, I want you to go somewhere and not use your GPS and go some completely new place. And some of you guys can read maps, some of you can't. Some of you like will look like, well, I don't really know where I'm going. Some of you don't even have a map. So just think of all those things. Like, technology is not always guaranteed, and to be prepared, you know, you got to kind of prepare for everything. So maybe LS Nest channel, you guys comment, be like, hey, yeah, that'd be a cool video. I know some of you guys kind of cars and guns and all that stuff kind of go hand in hand. So I'm sure a lot of you share similar interest. So that'd be kind of cool. So we're waiting on John. He's going to be back here in a minute, and we're going to fire the Lobster up, check the air fuel ratio, get that thing about 4.0, 4.2 idling, and then start putting everything together.
This thing, it used to be called Russian roulette or some shit. All right, our pre-dyno checklist, we've gone through it. We are going to leave some work for Kevin to do, because Kevin, we love you. There's some untangling of tune-ups that you have to do here. Not really tune-ups, I should say, configuration, a lot of weird stuff going on. What do you guys say about the Canadians?
Hey?
Before, we never really took it to the dyno, so we didn't start over. We just kind of worked off of what they had, and like some stuff wasn't right, but just left it.
Yeah,
but now
it needs to be like America.
So we're gonna go over a couple things that we also did was tested the CO2. Obviously, we're gonna be using the CO2 on the dyno for the boost controller. There was a leak. We found the leak. There was a leak in one of our fittings for the vacuum stuff, so I'm missing a T, so I had to do this little pigtail thing. If we didn't check for it now, we would have went to the dyno and be like, oh my god, do we have this fitting? Probably not had a fitting. It would have been a very long day on the dyno. Do your due diligence. Try to go over a little checklist and figure stuff out now before you head to the dyno. Fire it up. Run it.
Yeah, do it here. Same thing like going on the racetrack. Don't go to the racetrack to try to find your problems. Like, do everything you can here and then go to the racetrack and find your problems. Hopefully not. Hopefully you found them in the shop, because going out there and you make one pass and you're like, this wasn't hooked up, or that wasn't hooked up, or this was wrong. Like, you waste a lot of time and a lot of money. It can be hard on the car. Like, one little oops can, you know, I've seen people like they don't hook up their fuel pressure regulator all the way or something like that, and then they go make a rip down the track and go, oh shit, I didn't have no fuel pressure, and, you know, cost you a motor. So
we're gonna test out the Speedmaster block. We're not really gonna push it too hard on the dyno, right?
I mean, pretty hard. I mean, I'd rather have a failure on the dyno than at the track, because if it blows up, if say we run it to 2,000 horsepower on the dyno and it grenades, the dyno is easier than going and making a pass down the track. So if it's gonna break, I want to break it on the dyno. I don't want John to be, you know, on a 430 pass and yeet the block into oblivion, because, you know, block failure can be, you know, rod failure, you know, maybe comes out of the motor, maybe doesn't. You know, block failure, like, some shit can really go wrong.
Yeah, so we are going to head to the dyno on Monday. TCAM Performance, shout out to Kevin Mullins. He was driving it before, so he's going to hop back in the seat on the dyno, and we're going to put it through his paces. Other than that, we're going to do some more work on the Black Sheep tonight and get that really buttoned up, and then we should be ready for Georgia.
Right to hell.
We've been hustling a lot of long nights, which, I mean, we had to do them early. Imagine now if we just tried to get stuff together a couple days before. I mean, you can always work early and then you have more time, but it's hard to make up time when you don't have it. So I feel good, you know, cranking it. That's the biggest thing, because sometimes you never know. Like, we could still be trying to crank it. You know, something's wrong or something. We got to change something. You know, we crank it up and it's like, I mean, we changed a lot. So far, we got a pretty good proven strategy. The only thing that makes me a little worried is the mandrel is slightly, it's not concentric, it's a little eccentric. So where that mandrel index is inside everything, it might be a little loose or something. So I guess that could be something too at TKM if we do want to take it off and say, like, hey, can you put that in the lathe quick?
Yeah, maybe machine a ring or something, because that's the biggest thing. You guys want to make sure that your mandrel is on basically a press fit in there, because if the mandrel is out of center and then your belt is running, every time the belt gets tighter and looser and tighter and looser, and what happens is it just stresses everything. You know, it's going to stress your oil pump or whatever you're running off of a fuel pump. So you want to make sure that your mandrel is 100% concentric with the crank. So
put those new set of injectors in there. Everything seems to be good. All the Brown Miller lines, no leaks. Transmission's got that weird thing going on in park, but I guess, like we mentioned, it might have been doing that for a while now. So
I've thought one of the cars, I'm pretty sure it was this car, like, it was like, hey, you got to really shove it in park, because we were pushing it to lanes or something, and then, like, I got out of it and Logan was like, put it in park, and I'm like, I did, and it rolled a little bit. So
yeah, it could have been this.
Maybe this car, maybe not. But yeah, so we're getting ready. I mean, it fires up, it revs good. You know, I think we're in pretty good shape right now. I don't foresee any issues at now getting on the dyno and run into them, other than, I mean, the block, you know, who knows? Like, this thing could go, you could never have a block failure. I mean, we don't know. There was some casting porosity that made me a little nervous, but other than that, I mean,
I guess what we'll do is we'll get it up there on the dyno. We'll get it hot. We'll run the valves while we're there, because I don't really know what we need to have everything set at.
Yeah, I would say on this probably like 20 to 24,000. It's probably 20.
It sounded a little tight to me. I don't know. I'm not like.
Yeah, no, I mean, loosen them up. Yeah, 20,000. So this isn't like a low lash cam like the Black Sheep cam, because Black Sheep cam's, you know, based a hydraulic roller, so it's a different lash than this. You know, this is a dedicated solid roller camshaft, so more lash. But we'll get it all together. We'll get some stuff loaded up, get the trailers hooked up.
Go to the dyno Monday morning, come back, load the trailer up the rest of the way, head out first thing Tuesday for SGMP. So I saw some people in the comments, they're like, man, you ain't gonna make it, you ain't gonna make it. Like, we're working, we're giving it our best shot, so we're gonna do everything we can to get there and go there and have some fun and make some laps and hopefully go fast.
Yeah, no, I feel really good. I think this car would probably be our most competitive car. LDR is just absolutely.
No, I don't know. There's like some guys with like twin turbo Hemis and all steel glass. I think this time we're just going to lights out to go to lights out.
Yeah, the go there, have a good time. You know, not with the expectation of winning. You know,
I'd like to. If we could PB on both cars,
Yeah, no.
that's a win for us.
Yeah, go down there, just have some fun. You know, some good racing. Not, you know, because like LDR, they're flying. I mean, they are absolutely flying. And then the all steel glasses. The all steel glass is a very weird class because you can have the rules. You know, it's not really hard. Like, you could take a full blown race car and put, you know, especially when you start getting into, like, you can run optic armor and all that. Like, what's the difference? You're talking about doors which bolt on, and if your car's set up for like that, and, you know, front fenders. Like, you can run a composite hood, composite bumper. Like, at what point does, like, you know, I think it really needs to be like a turbo limited or, you know, a chassis limited, because when you start getting to there, it's like, you know, you could go in just with an absolute monster and just put some steel doors and
We're just looking to outgun Forrest. We need payback. Payback.
Need payback, but I mean, it's a fast car.
No, same team. We got to go to the finals together.
Yeah, this ain't shutting off his time for us. Don't worry. Ain't getting that lucky.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys like. I mean, look, I said at the start of the year, did I not say we're going to put a lot of work in early? We busted our ass end of the year. We were extremely busy. We're going to get these cars running so we can spend a lot of time at the racetrack, and we're doing exactly that.
Whoa, hold on. We got running. Kinda not running.
Running.
Them running.
Yeah, running. That's a lot of race cars running.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of stuff going on. So now,
For two guys and a man in a chair, we are killing it.
oh, don't hit the dog.
In a dog.
So.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.